The three things I say are the hardest things I've ever done: starting a business, having kids, and the third was getting the power lines buried over in Beach Park because I had to get all the neighbors to sign off on the easement and pay for their portion. I had to get TECO involved and these other, Spectrum Charter involved.
Did you have opposition from neighbors?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Two of the, well, we were only able to do half the street, thankfully on my half of the street, both sides, but not the entire street or block, I should say. And there was like two houses that I ended up having to pay for. And
was that the pinch point, like in general, was like, hey, cool idea, but I don't want to pay for this?
Some of it was financial, but when I removed that objection, two of them were just like, oh no, I don't want the city to have an easement. I'm like, well, they already have an easement with the power lines and the, plumbing and,
Right.
gas and everything else that's going through. So I don't know. I don't know what the objection was.
I bet it looks way better. I love, sidewalks, curbs, nice road, and no power lines. It totally transforms.
Yeah. Well, I was jealous because when I had moved over to Beach Park, I drove through Culberth Isles, and I was jealous because there's no power lines on those streets. It just felt so serene and calm, and there was no clutter. And so I went back to my street. I was like, man, this feels like a third world country with all these wires hanging everywhere. So
for real,
I took it upon myself. And now that I'm living back in Hyde Park on Bayshore again, there's like 3 poles, but I've already got my 3 neighbors to participate.
It'd be nice if they could do the entire city, but I just think, if it's hard enough to do it in a particular block.
Well, I think it's the SPP Storm Protection or Storm Preparedness Protection Program, or Storm Protection Program, I think it's called. And they do have a multi-year plan to get all or most of the power lines buried, especially in high wind, high flood areas. So it's happening.
Right. It'll just take time.
It's going to take time. And I think in our case, because we were trying to circumvent waiting 3 years, it was even more tricky.
I mean, doing it across the city, right? Amplify what you just talked about in your neighborhood times the entire city, right?
That's right.
It's going to take some time, but I think it'll be worth it.
People were objecting, about the green boxes, like the transformer boxes.
Right.
Like, I don't want those green boxes. I'm like, so you'd rather this giant wooden pole with that big transformer and wires hanging across your yard than having a box that you can kind of put some hedging around that nobody ever notices? But it was.
I live in Ballast Point, and my neighborhood was built, I think, like 99 or 2000. So it's newer, right? Mm-hmm. So it does have the buried utilities and all that. It looks so much nicer.
Yeah.
And it's funny with this show, we talk about so many different things like transportation, power lines, whatever you name it. And something that we would sit here and imagine the whole world would agree with.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing? Some people would even say, I don't want the green box in my yard. I'd rather have the power. It's like, what? Really?
Yeah.
Really? I don't know. I guess I'm naive to think like.
It's a lack of vision. I mean, I even did, before and after photos where I, Photoshopped.
Damn, you went in on this thing.
I had a whole
PowerPoint presentation.
I had a whole package. I had to sit with each neighbor. It was like a full-time job.
And the only reason you did it was because probably storm resiliency, but also it just looks nice.
It was the latter. I wanted to walk outside and not see any power lines.
Well, congrats on getting
I'm a little bit OCD when it comes to stuff, but I think, attention to detail, I think, is a very important, and vision is a very important trait in entrepreneurship. Like, details do matter. Like, you walk into a restaurant, like, do you notice all the little elements of it? Or you walk into a renovated lobby or property or whatever the case may be. And so for me, that was sort of my just OCD / attention to detail was just, I don't know, the alarm was going off and I got fixated on it.
Hey guys, if you want to watch the full episode of this clip, click right here. Make sure to subscribe by clicking right here. Thank you for watching.